Hey guys, Clive Metal here. Just wanted to do you a quick Titan update video. I think this is video 6 or 7, maybe. We haven't done one in a couple weeks. I've been a little busy with different things going on around the house and travel and stuff. So now that I'm back to it, I've put in quite a few hours the last week or so, so I want to show you where we've been at. Let me throw on some light. Okay, so this is where we currently stand on this guy. Let me back up to give you the full effect. So you've seen a lot of this before. In fact, the lower body we've really done nothing to. What we've been focusing on recently is the upper body. So let me work on that. We did add one panel over here to the side just to sort of give a sense of balance. It was bugging me. And of course we're going to fill in all that stuff in the middle there with material soon. So that'll be one of our upcoming projects. The fortress is really what we've been focusing on recently. So that's where we are right now. A few weeks ago we didn't have anything up here. Now we have everything up here. So, just to give you an idea, 2 Pegasus kits went into the 3 Pegasus kits went into the manufacture of this, with plenty of extras. We've got 2 of these statues from a Shrine of the Aquila. We've also got the Sky Shield landing pad. We used that on the floor over here, and we also have that on the back, so that's most of that. We've added some of these panels here. Again, more Gothic terrain. These little pieces, I wanted to do a tile feature on this. So these are 25mm square MDF bases that I had cut for another project and I just never used. So I thought this was a good time to chew some of those up. I even had some spares of these, so I'm going to put some battle damage on here and make it look like this thing's taken a few hits. Up top now you can see closer up on the cannons. Here's one set of the cannons, and here's what I'm using as a missile launcher. These are plastic bullets mounted into the bottom of the Sky Shield landing pad, and here it's hooked up to sort of a weapon turret sort of thing, like a rotating thing. This is our Vortex missile, which is a Pegasus missile kit, and I mounted that up on this sort of, I guess, trolley or whatever you might call that, sort of a tram for it. And then there's a Quake cannon up front that comes out of the main shrine. Here's some more pieces from the Fortress of Redemption. These large doors are from a Cities of Death kit. If you look closely here, it's got these hatches. I went ahead and put a couple guardsmen coming up out of it, give it a little effect. Here's a marine just for some, just for a size comparison. The other side is pretty much exactly the same, so there's nothing really new there. I'll show it to you from the back. Now, the Pegasus kits don't go together perfectly. What I should have done is I should have built the fortress on the ground, because if you look closely, you'll see a gap here. Now, I can either go back and fill that in with some gray stuff, or I can just simply ignore it and realize that you're only going to look at the front of this thing for the most part. It's starting to get pretty heavy up top, so I'm beginning to worry about weight ratio. I didn't think it'd be that heavy, but I pulled it off. It's actually about 20 pounds, so it's a significant model. But overall, I think the fortress looks pretty good. It's bristling with weaponry. It's got a lot of guns coming off of it. There's a lot of things I would probably do differently now. Like if you look closely at the missiles, they look a little uncentered, and they are. They should probably go between those 2 pylons up there. But for the purpose of this thing, I wanted it to be in the middle of this thing here for a sense of synergy and balance. So I decided to center that there. What I probably could have done is cut off this part here and then centered it, and that would have solved both my problems. But I was using some odd bits, so I wanted to make that work. Live and learn. It certainly is a small concern. I've got up here on the tops of the Fortress of Redemption, I added these 2 little places where you can put some models, and they can look out over that thing. What else can I tell you? That's about it for now. So basically we just built the fortress. That took about 10 hours of total work to get that thing totally up there and mounted and put together. The weapon sponsons were actually kind of a pain. If you look at, I have here an epic version of a Warlord Titan, just as an example. And if you look closely up here at the weapon sponsons, they quite literally just jut out of the main figure itself. It's basically just barrels mounted to the hull. So I felt like I didn't have to do a lot. All I really needed to do was have the barrels coming out of this thing, which is exactly what I did. It's really just barrels pulling out of this thing. And you just have to sort of imagine that the weapon housings are located inside of there, and all of there's dozens of guys in there running around fueling this thing and pummeling this thing. I've got a few ideas for what's going to happen next. This is the bottom piece from a Star Wars Unleashed toy. Originally, there was a Boba Fett model that this was the twin engines from his backpack. So what I think I might do, sort of in armor cast-like fashion, is I may mount one of these sort of like here and gray stuff up that closed area to make it look like the cannon's firing, and I may mount some sort of shell or something there. And then with the other one, what I may do is do the opposite and do something like this to make it look like it's taking off, or maybe something like this to make it look like it's beginning to accelerate, and then just trim this off. And then I could use this piece here for something like on the barrel of this gun. I could have it shooting out of the barrel and put a shell or something. And I've got a couple missiles and that sort of thing laying around for just this sort of project. So, you know, still plenty to go. I would say we're over the halfway point of the build by now, though. We're down to, you know, nitty-gritty stuff. Like I have to finish up the guns. Obviously, that's, I think, my next big thing is to get these things done. One thing I wanted to do originally was I wanted to have bullets coming out of these main guns, this sort of turbo gun thing. I wanted to have it sort of jutting off the side, but the PVC is so hard to work with, and the plastic is so thick that I don't know if there's a good way to make that work. And additionally, I went ahead and used the bullets up there for missiles, so I don't want to necessarily duplicate that otherwise on the model. I think otherwise people might look at that and be like, hey, aren't those your missiles? I think they work fine as an apocalyptic missile thing, but I don't necessarily think I could use them for both the missiles and the gun bullets. So what I may do is just keep the Gatling cannon kind of like that, not have the bullets on there, and then just if I do another Titan later, you know, forego the missiles like that, and that way use the bullets for that. But that's thinking down the road. Right now, I think it's starting to look pretty good. You know, it's definitely looking Titanish at this point, and we're trying to decide what to do with it after we get this thing all done and painted. I know I'm not going to be able to hold on to it. I'm going to have to get rid of it. So it's either going to end up in a charity auction of some sort, or we're going to take it to a local game store and just let them hold on to it for a while till we decide something better. So I guess that's about it for now. There's not a lot going on in the studio right now. It's been a little slow the last week or so. All of the commissions I had are gone and out. So business has been a little slow. So if you have anything you're interested in, just let us know. Contact me at caleb@whitemetalgames.com. I guess the only other thing I can show you before I sign off is I made a bunch of these. These are some sort of standing stones, which kind of remind me of Stonehenge-esque like stones, and I cast these up as a set called Standing Stones, and I sold them as terrain in a set of 8. I was thinking about maybe having these sort of dangle almost like a necklace on this guy to give him some sort of decoration here, because the Space Wolves always have these giant rune stones hanging off of all their armor and their weapons, so I thought that may be cool. I may decide to do that on some of his guns maybe too. So I cast up a bunch of them, and I've got some chain. So that may be a good way to decorate the gun and sort of draw the attention away from the fact that they're kind of boring at the end of the day. So anyway, that's just an idea I'm playing with for now. If you have any interest in it, just chime in. You know, send me a comment in the video in the comment section below here. And remember, we do custom miniatures. Obviously, we now do them for Titans. For it takes a while to build them now. So I guess that's it. Look for our studio update as well. It'll be up here as well. And until next time, happy wargaming. Contact me at caleb@whitemetalgames.com if interested in setting up a commission. And take care. Bye-bye.